Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wa bihi nasta'in wa ala umurid dunya waddin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin amma ba'd. The Honorable Mr. Mahfud Junaidi as Lecturer of Islamic Educational Philosophy and the Honorable my beloved friend. All praise for all of God's gift, especially the opportunity to convey education to all of you regarding family education in view of Islamic concept. We also always give prayers to the Prophet Muhammad SAW for his service in developing the world of education, which is likely the illuminates our earth. The family is the smallest component in social life, which generally consists of father, mother, and children. Each individual in the family environment has their own roles and responsibilities. In Islamic religious education, a child is a mandate given by Allah, and a mandate is something that will be held accountable. From there, parents' responsibility for their children's education is not a trivial matter. In general, the core responsibility is to provide education in accordance with Islamic religious teachings for children in the household. Allah says, which means, "O you who believe, protect yourself and your family from the fire of hell whose will is people and stones. The guardians are rough and look angels, who do not disobey Allah in what He commands them and always do what they are ordered." Quran Surat At-Tahrim. The obligation to provide education can be carried out easily and fairly because parents really love their children. This is a human trait that is carried from birth. Humans were created with the nature of loving their children. Wealth and children are the adornments of worldly life, but continuous good deeds are a better reward with your Lord and a better hope. Bukhari narrated from Anas bin Malik that a mother came to Aisha with her two small children. Aisha gave 3 pieces of dates to the woman. His children gave him one each and another for him. The children ate the 2 dates until they were finished. Then they beat them towards their mother. The mother split the dates, her halves, into 2 and gave one each to her 2 children. Suddenly, the Prophet Muhammad SAW came. Then Aisha told him about it. What surprised you about this incident? In fact, Allah loved him. What surprised you about this incident? In fact, Allah loved him because of his love for his 2 children. The description of education above confirms that it is mandatory for parents to provide education for their children only within the family environment. And the last, parental obligations are natural because Allah created parents who love their children. Islam clearly reminds parents to be careful in providing education and providing guidance for a Sakinah family, as stated in Quran Surat Luqman, verse 12 to 19. And if we then examine the contents of the verse above, we will find several important points, including is the first is soul development for parents. The formation of the souls of parents is explained in Surah Luqman verse 12. And indeed we have given wisdom to Luqman, namely, be grateful to Allah, and whoever gives thanks to Allah, then indeed he is grateful for himself, and whoever is ungrateful, then indeed Allah is the most rich, the most praiseworthy. Number 2 is monotheistic education for children according to Islamic concept. The meaning of fostering monotheism in accordance with what is taught in the Quran. Luqman verse 30. And remember when Luqman said to his son, when he was giving him a lesson, O my son, do not associate partners with Allah. Indeed, to associate partners with Allah is a great injustice. Quran Surat Luqman ayat 16, Luqman said, O my son, indeed if there is an action as heavy as a mustard seed, and it is in a stone or in the sky or in the earth, Allah will surely bring it reward it. Indeed, Allah is not subtle, all-knowing. What is meant by Allah is subtle is that God's knowledge covers everything no matter how small. Development of children's faith education. Regarding the formation of this faith, the formation of this faith education is very important in forming an Islamic personality for each individual in the family. Surah Luqman provides a very clear picture. In this letter, formation of faith in children is contained in 4 verses, namely verse 14, 15, 18, and verse 19. Development of children's social life education. Islam teaches how important social education is for children because in the future the child will grow up in a social environment. Social development of children in the family explained in Quran Surat Luqman through verse 16 and verse 17. Verse 16 has been mentioned in the second point. Meanwhile, verse 17 of Quran Surat Luqman, from doing evil and be patient with what befalls you. In fact, these are things that should be priorities. Education in the family is the first and foremost education. The family is said to be the first educational environment because every child is born in the middle of the family and receives the first education in the family. It is said that the main thing is because the education that occurs and takes place in the family has a great influence on the child's future life and education. Experts agree on how important family education is. They say that whatever happens in family education has an influence on the subsequent educational environment, both in the school environment and in society. The aim of family or household education is so that children are able to develop optimally, conferring all aspects of development, namely physical, intellectual, and spiritual. Those who act as educators in the household are the child's father and mother. Always remember what the Prophet Muhammad said in Hadith, every child is born based on nature. So it was his parents who converted him to Christianity or Judaism him or promoted him. Hadith riwayat Bukhari Muslim. From this hadith, it is very clear how big the role of parents is in educating children, because children are born in a pure state and it all depends on how parents provide education to children. That's all from me. I am apologies when any mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.